Good evening and welcome to East Grinstead for the latest round of
The world
men's
is constantly in
Premier
motion.
Division action featuring the hosts against Hampstead and Westminster for their second meeting in the league so far this season and their first time in the top six as we reach the halfway stage of the second part of the season. These are two teams both desperately searching to find some form, having neither side having won since Christmas. East Grinstead, of course, last time they were here, produced a thrilling 3-all draw against Holcombe, with Jamie Wallace scoring twice and Louis Gittins bagging a late goal as well for their first point since Christmas. That was followed last week by a 3-0 defeat against Old Georgians, following 2-1 losses against Wimbledon and at Surbiton, respectively, in the previous weeks. But it's certainly been a good showing that while they may not have got the points on the board from East Grinstead since Christmas, they've fought, they've competed well, they've looked strong. Players have really stepped up to the mark in the second half of the season, so they'll be looking to get at least a point, if not more, today against the Hampstead and Westminster side, as we mentioned before, who have themselves struggled for form since the Christmas break. They were right in the title hunt before December, only losing one of their opening 10 matches. But since then, it's been 3 defeats, 2 away from home against Old Georgians and Surbiton, before a 4-1 defeat at the Paddington Recreation Ground last time out against Wimbledon. In there was also a walkover victory against Holcombe, which has kept them within a shout of fighting for the top 2 and getting into Europe. But they have dropped down to 5th, behind Holcombe on goal difference in the table. However, between second and themselves, it is quite close, so they'll be looking for a victory today as they look to qualify for the Euro Hockey League for another season. This is a long and well-established fixture in the men's Premier Division. The teams having met 32 times since 2005, and on paper it definitely goes in the favour of East Grinstead. They've recorded 19 wins, with Hampstead and Westminster picking up 3 points on 7 occasions and there being 6 draws. And the record here at St Hill for East Grinstead also bodes well too. Played 15 and 11 wins for the hosts, with 2 Hampstead and Westminster wins and 2 draws. 178 goals have been scored in those fixtures, an average of more than 5.5 per game. So once again, expect plenty of goalmouth action in this game. And while the overall history certainly favours East Grinstead in this fixture, unfortunately the more recent history doesn't look quite so good for today's hosts. They have lost all of their last 5 meetings against Hampstead and Westminster, which certainly is a run of defeats they'll be looking to bring to an end today. The last 5 games here actually have seen East Grinstead win 4 of them though, so they'll be looking to make it 5 out of 6 today. Just going through some of the other stats. So after going 11 years and 22 games without registering a win against East Grinstead, Hampstead have won 7 of the last 10, including that 5 in a row as we've last mentioned. And some of their players to watch out for include South African Olympian Matthew Guys-Brown, who's the joint second highest scorer in the men's Premier Division this season. He has scored in each of the last 4 meetings between these two clubs, bagging 7 in total, and will be a real threat from penalty corners. So East Grinstead all needs to be sharp from set pieces today. Rupert Shipperley, the Welsh and Great Britain international, who has scored in 5 of the last 6 meetings between these sides. And Will Cownan had scored in each of the last 3 meetings, but injury means he's unavailable today, and I'm sure East Grinstead won't mind that too much at all. As for East Grinstead, of course, the players to look out for going forward will be Jamie Wallace, who is currently the joint fifth highest goal scorer in the league this season with 11 strikes, and Louis Gittins, who has found the back of the net 7 times. The team also welcome back Ross Stott for the first time since Christmas today, having recovered from the injury he'd suffered. And of course we'll see familiar faces in the likes of Dan Faulkner, Balraj Panasar, Finn Boothroyd, Ben Mackey as well, found the back of the net 3 times this season, and Nick Catlin, of course, who's playing at the second half of the season for the club. Whilst in goal, Richard Curtis has had a fine season so far, pulling off several fantastic saves, including one with his face, I seem to remember the last time I was here, so they'll be looking for another big performance from him today. A few other names to look out for on the Hampstead and Westminster side include number 5, James Oates, who recently made his senior international debut with England last month, scoring in a 6-1 win against Spain in the FIH Hockey Pro League. So fantastic to see him doing so well on the international stage. Rip Shipley, as we mentioned, had a fantastic couple of years with Great Britain in particular before co-captaining Wales to the World Cup quite famously back in October, which was an amazing achievement for him and the nation. Paul Melker is a Dutch player who signed from Rotterdam back in 2018, the number 11. Very talented midfielder and part of the team that helped Hampstead and Westminster to their only league title so far back in 2019, and indeed several members of that squad are still in action. This is a very well-honed and well-drilled team, and East Grinstead will need to be at their absolute best to beat them today. We're going through the final preparations of the warm-up here, so make sure you stick around because in about 5 minutes or so we'll be getting underway with East Grinstead against Hampstead and Westminster.
Moving fast, and it all runs on data. By the power of technology, we bring people together, wherever they are, and keep the data they depend on flowing round the clock. Our data center, cloud and mobility solutions, support business-critical functions in the most innovative and demanding sectors, from genetic science and cancer research to autonomous vehicles and space exploration. We build automated data centers, driving sustainable energy, helping to conserve our planet. Our technology connects you to the data and the people you need, safely, securely, and reliably. Focus, powering your digital transformation.
We are just a couple of minutes away from getting things started here at Saint Hill at the end of what has been quite a mild, pleasant day. Sun has set, the wind is just starting to pick up in the comms box. I think we're going to be set for a slightly chilly evening, but hopefully there'll be plenty of on-pitch action to distract us and keep us warm. As we mentioned before, this is quite an important game for both teams, just to get back into some sort of momentum. Both teams having yet to pick up a win since the Christmas break. As we see them just stepping out to the middle, under the lights, ready for this game of hockey in the men's Premier Division. As we mentioned earlier, we're reaching the halfway point in the top 6 league split, with each of the 6 teams having played each other once. After this weekend, they will then play reverse fixtures across the next 5-6 weeks of the season, taking us up to the end of April, when the winners will be crowned. Hampstead and Westminster, having been in with a shout of the title, look to have fallen away, but are still in the race for European promotion, while East Grinstead will be looking to build towards next season and get some important points on the board. As we mentioned earlier, they've put in some very good performances since Christmas. They've run Surbiton and Wimbledon in particular very close, pulled off a fantastic 3-3 draw against an inform Holcombe team. Certainly a squad that's building, and we'll be hoping to prove that once again this evening. They'll be captained by Dan Faulkner, with his brother Simon still hamstrung, quite literally. He's down on the bench ahead of us, ready to provide some words of wisdom to his teammates across the next 70 minutes or so of action here. It'll be Hampstead and Westminster, it looks like, to start in their traditional red tops with blue stripes, blue shorts and red socks. East Grinstead all in white tonight, and they'll be attacking from right to left as we look at it on our screens. And we're underway with Rupert Shipperley and James Oates getting things started. Rupert Shipperley immediately winning himself a free hit. Those of you who've watched him play for England and Great Britain will know he's a very physical player, so expect to see plenty of tackles with him involved this evening. Ali Clift completing East Grinstead's first pass of the match to Balraj Panesar, the Canadian international who took part in the Pan Am Cup back in January. Here's Luke Emmett with a ball in towards the circle that's cleared away into the path of Sam French, former England and Great Britain under-21 international. Won a silver medal actually at the Youth Olympic Games in 2013. East Grinstead playing it out from the back. Here's Welsh international Steve Kelly. Just looking to establish some possession there, but Melkert giving the ball away for a cheap sideline ball, which Lewis Prosser will take. Here's Clift once more. Panesar. Neat pass on the left-hand side to Emmett, under pressure from Mo Gandhi, the American international, winning the sideline ball there, which will leave for Matt Guys-Brown to take. Solid defender and certainly a massive threat from penalty corners, so East Grinstead will have to be at their best when defending inside their own circle tonight. So they win a free hit inside their own half. Here's Faulkner to Hatherley, into Mackie, who's found the back of the net 3 times this season. That's a very neat pass. Piece of skill there to get away from 2 players, and that's a lovely ball forward into the path of Gittins, who's under pressure, does well to win the free hit. Looks to take it quickly, finds Catlin. East Grinstead just happy to retreat slightly, play from the back, work the spaces. Faulkner looking for the crash ball, decides against it, passes it out to Hatherley. Hatherley with a big Wallace, looking for the ball. Moves back. They switch sides once again. Panasar looking to play it through French. No way through though. Chance for Oates to race forwards. Well intercepted there by Mackie in the middle of the park. Both teams turning the ball over quite frequently early on, but this is a good attack here from Mackie. His ball on the reverse deflected off the stick of Guys Brown and goes out for a long corner to East Grinstead. Prosser. And Cliff to Faulkner. Once again, East Grinstead just happy to keep control of the ball. Try and work the spaces. It's Clift under some slight pressure from Oates there, but gets the ball away. Neat work there by Dan Faulkner, just stepping forwards. Here's Clift. Hatherley there under pressure from Shipley. Wins the sideline ball though, Shipley can't quite keep that in play. And once again, just seeing East Grinstead happy to keep control of the ball. Catlin in the centre of the park. To Mackie. Another lovely piece of skill there from Mackie. He's had a very good start to this game. That's a great ball forwards there into the path of Wallace. The ever dangerous Wallace has got 3 players to try and get through. No way past Guys Brown though, and Oates can clear into the path of Teague Marcano, the Trinidad and Tobago international. Looking to get it back. Instead, Hampstead and Westminster carry on. The ball is crashed across there by the number 6. Mark Edwards. Can't find a teammate though. Gives the chance for East Grinstead to clear. Here's Dan Faulkner. Long pass forward is intercepted. Dangerous moments here. Good block though by Panasar to get the ball away from Marcanos, who is looking to wind up and shoot there. East Grinstead can bring it clear once again. Cliff there, couldn't find a teammate. Maybe slightly distracted because the light blue jumper that the ball kid is wearing isn't too dissimilar under the lights to the white of East Grinstead. Hampstead now with the ball. As I am joined by Simon Faulkner. How are you, Simon?
Good evening, I'm well, how are you?
I'm all right. What have you made of the game so far? Lots of possession for East Grinstead.
Yeah, lots of possession for East Grinstead. Quite open to start with, as it normally is with the way that Hampstead play. Like to play a little bit run and gun, but a good start nonetheless.
How's things with you anyway? How is the recovery from the injury going?
Still recovering. Always been recovering from an injury this year. Yeah, no, going well. Just time will tell, really. It's one of those things that will just take a little bit of time. But things are progressing. Physio's happy, so we just got to keep pushing on through.
Long ball forward there. Goes out for a sideline ball to East Grinstead. Deflected into the circle, brilliantly brought down by Luke Emmett, looking for his second of the season, can't quite work the space. And Guys Brown under pressure, under a loss of pressures. The appeal there comes in for the foot, not given, despite the protests of Gittins. Long corner to East Grinstead. It should be taken by Prosser. Out to Panasar, just can't quite keep hold of it. But it comes back the way of the Welshman Prosser. And Clift across to Hatherley. Panasar with a neat ball down the left-hand side in towards Boothroyd, but just a little bit too forceful there. And the free hit goes the way of Hampstead. So someone mentioned sort of on commentary before that hasn't quite been the points on the board for East Grinstead since Christmas, but a lot of promising performances. Is that how you've seen it as well?
Yeah, exactly right. The performances, the results haven't reflected those performances. Good insight. Those they haven't reflected the performances. I mean, all the games apart from last week have all been 1-goal games, and we've been in it till very, very late and just had a few unlucky decisions or a few unlucky bounces go away. But definitely since Christmas, we've made big kind of steps forward in terms of how we're playing and kind of and obviously looking forward to next year as well.
Do you see it then as almost the last sort of 5-6 games of the season as building into next season to get even stronger?
I mean, I think it would be a little bit kind of naive of us to think that we would go on and win the league, being so far back after that first half of the season. But the whole reason why we want to be in this top 6 now is to start to build again, to get back up to those positions we were in maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and we'll use this period to get back up there.
It's a great attack here from East Grinstead. Just breaks down as Catlin gets towards the circle, but he's got it back. Vastly experienced player, of course, so skillful, and must be a great asset to have someone like Nick come in and play for the second half of the season.
Yeah, and obviously his second stint with the club as well, so it was good to have him back with the club. Still, obviously, despite not really having played much hockey in the last 2-3 years since his international retirement, still an outstanding hockey player, very skillful, and also just physically as well, the things that he is able to do.
Oates into the path of French as Hampstead look to try and build a concerted attack, but that's great defending there by Panesar to stop them in their tracks and give East Grinstead a chance to get back and set up as we see Quan Brown here.
Thought he'd retired.
He's always around. One of 2 Trinidadians on the pitch for Hampstead today, the other being Teague Marcano, who is, without wanting to be rude towards Quan, significantly younger.
Yes, we'll say a little bit younger.
Mackie, once again, seen plenty of the ball early on, has certainly had a good start to this game, and that's a lovely, neat little pass there into Hatherley. Under some pressure, lovely turn to get away from one. Can't quite run away from a second, but it's forced to Jared Jones. That's a slightly risky pass there, but manages to work its way back to Clift. What do you expect to see from Hampstead as this game goes on?
Well, as you can probably start to see, they play a lot of man-to-man, so there is a lot of space available on the outside for us to try and exploit. But I think the main threat for them is obviously penalty corners with Matt Guys-Brown, looking to try and exploit that, get that ball in the D in those tricky areas to try and win corners, get kind of scrappy shots at goal, kind of get those scrappy balls across the D to win those corners.
Good work there by Catlin to win the free hit in the centre of the field. Just taking his time to assess his options and leave French for dead there. That's experience for you right there. Still no real efforts on goal. Had just over 10 minutes of this game. That's, I think, the first touch for Curtis, and that's a slightly loose pass into the path of Oates. Gets it back almost, and appealing for the corner, and actually the decision goes the other way, much to his annoyance.
There is a reason why we don't have Rich as part of our outletting patterns, and you may have just seen that.
Lovely pass from Faulkner into Jones, who deflects it on into the path of Boothroyd. It hits a foot. So chance for East Grinstead to mount another attack. Here is Jones once again, the South African, up against his countryman Guys-Brown, and wins another free hit. And again, East Grinstead just happy to bring it back into defence. Here's Faulkner looking to inject a bit of pace. Crash ball into the circle, cut out by Gandhi. Will that worry East Grinstead that they haven't had a shot yet despite all this possession, or is that something they won't be too fussed about?
No, Hampstead are a good defensive side. They, like I said, man to man, it's very difficult to find those spaces, whereas some of the other teams in the league, obviously playing zonal, where the chance a bit more clear cut. But the amount of possession has been encouraging, and the way in which we've moved the ball and created a few of those opportunities, but just nothing really coming off quite yet.
Here's a potential chance for Hampstead with French. Plays it onto the foot of Cope. And the corner is conceded. First set piece of the game. Matt Guys-Brown, having scored 13 goals all from corners so far this season, is going to be a real threat.
Yeah, so it's important that the defence is kind of well set and well drilled, because obviously he does pose such a big threat, and probably actually one of the hardest flickers of the ball that I've ever seen. So takes a little bit of bravery, but we know what we need to do in terms of running the corner down.
Do you think there's any chance that Hampstead might call your bluff and go for a different move, or do you think they're just going to go to what they know?
Probably now will be something completely different. But no, I think the first one, I think they would always give it to him to give him the opportunity. He's so successful both domestically and internationally for South Africa as well. So my money's on him to flick the first one.
He's lining up at the back of the circle with Sam French as well. First corner of the game. And it is Guys-Brown. And it's in the back of the net. He does not miss. Prosser on the line there, tried his best to deflect it away, but couldn't get enough of a stick. And first shot, first goal in this game. It's East Grinstead 0, Hampstead and Westminster 1. Really coming against the run of play. East Grinstead had enjoyed the majority of possession and territory so far in this game. But one chance, one goal, and that's all Guys-Brown needs. His 14th of the season. Here's Kyriakides. Lovely ball there into the path of Oates. Just a little bit more pace in this Hampstead and Westminster attack. Buoyed by that goal. And Kyriakides across to Quan Brown. Deflected on by Shipley there, but no one on the end of it. Do you think that will worry East Grinstead, that they are behind, or will they be quite happy with the way they've played so far?
I think they'll be happy with the way we've played, but obviously a little bit more outcomes in and around the circle would be nice. But definitely the early signs have been good. But it's always a threat of Hampstead, where they score a lot of their corner attempts. So yeah, I think on the whole they'll probably be happy going into quarter time, but definitely some areas to improve and areas to kind of look where we can try and exploit them a little bit more.
Approaching the last 2 minutes then of this first quarter, as we slip back into the familiar pattern that we've seen so far with East Grinstead enjoying possession, as Wallace there goes tumbling under pressure from Stephen Kelly, both looking to get on that long ball forwards, and umpire deems no harm done, so we carry on. It's a neat ball there up into the path of Oates, who's seeing a lot of the ball at the moment, but Faulkner is across well to tackle him and win it back for his team. Here's Gittins to Catlin. Catlin just forced to stop and check back. Does well to win the free hit. Taken quickly by Mackie. Down this left-hand side, tries to cut it back. One player is sent sprawling. Mackie keeps going. It's Gittins who just tries to get something on it, but it goes across the face of goal, and Shipley can bring it clear. Good circle entry there from East Grinstead, though. Just couldn't quite find a shot. 60 seconds or so left of this first quarter remaining. Hampstead lead by that one goal courtesy of Guys-Brown. But it's been very evenly contested so far. Here is the goal scorer with this free hit. Into the path of Edwards and gets it back. Plays it across to Dan Kyriakides, one of several Welsh players on display tonight, as is another here, Hywell Jones. Into James Oates. James Oates with a miss-hit ball. It's easily cut out, but not cleared. French wins it back, and Faulkner just did enough to win it back himself, and Gittins tries to bring it clear, but once again Oates is there. Mark Edwards to Guys Brown. Now Shipley as a crowd starts to build up here at St Hill. Teague Marcano wins a second corner of the quarter for Hampstead and Westminster. We pretty much approach the final moments of the quarter, and it's a second opportunity now for Guys Brown to line up. 1 from 1 so far. East Grinstead will really want to keep this one out. There is the whistle, so this will be the last action of the quarter. So we see there the Hampstead goalkeeper, Laken Ogunlana, just coming off the side of the pitch. Hampstead committing all 10 outfield players to this attack. Quan Brown directing proceedings. French and Guys Brown lining up at the back of the circle. Shipley to inject. East Grinstead just slightly slow in finding their equipment, but we're all ready to go. Guys Brown once again looks poised. And it is the South African, and that is another stupendous flick. Beating Stott on the post, and Hampstead and Westminster have a 2-0 lead at the end of this first quarter. I guess, Simon, that's a bit of a killer blow considering how things have gone.
Yeah, it's been against the run of play, but I mean, 2 clear opportunities, 2 goals, and that's the difference when you play in the top 6 as opposed to maybe some of the lower teams in the league. When they get opportunities, they put the ball in the back of the net, and I think two mistakes from us to give away corners and 2 goals in the back of the net. So unfortunately, even though we've worked hard and produced some good outcomes, produced some good build-up play, we have lacked those outcomes in the D so far. But plenty to build on from that first quarter, and then obviously plenty of reminders to keep the ball off your feet inside the D. What
do you think will therefore be being said in this huddle right now?
Probably just keep it going. I think the key is once we get that ball now up into their 25, there's plenty of opportunities there, but it's now getting the support players up the pitch. We've had plenty of possession. Let's see if we can get some possession and get on the ball inside the D, create opportunities, goal shots, or even maybe picking up some corners of our own, and then in around our D, just got to be a little bit tighter and tougher because he is such a kind of consistent and reliable threat for Hampstead. So I think it's very clear. I think more of the same really, and just let's cut out the kind of individual errors.
Well, it literally has been 2 shots and 2 goals for Hampstead in this one. Just looking at results from earlier on today, and we can see that it's been confirmed that East Grinstead's women were 2-1 victors over at Wimbledon, so they are second in the table now. A fantastic achievement for them. Let's see what the men can do in this one. As we're back underway with Hampstead in possession. Teague Marcano does well. Highwell Jones into the circle, deflected across, and just avoids a stick at the back post. It's a lively start to this second quarter from Hampstead. It's a hefty tackle coming in there, leaving Hampstead player on the floor. Kai Capella. Hampstead themselves doing what East Grinstead did earlier on, and just happy to bring possession back, play it out from defence. Ball into Shipley. Concedes the free hit though, and a chance for East Grinstead to break, which they do. Emmett can't get past Melkert, but the free hit is given, so they've got another opportunity. Here's Catlin. Germuk Bamra down this left-hand side, surrounded by 3 players, trying to build his way into the circle. Wins the free hit, which Emmett will take, but it's just slowed up, giving Hampstead a chance to regroup. Prosser takes it on towards the baseline, tries to flick it back to a teammate. Ball bounces up inside the circle, but away from danger, and Hampstead have a chance to bring it clear. Gittins there wins himself the free hit. Good start here from East Grinstead. Prosser to Catlin. Looking for some support. Tries to flick the ball into the circle. Wins himself a free hit. Good period of possession and territory here for the hosts. Panesar will take it. Actually leaves it to Prosser. Vastly experienced Welsh international. Another free hit. Panesar loses out, and all of a sudden it's a chance for Hampstead to break with Shipley. No way past Faulkner though. All of a sudden very end-to-end and much more open in these opening exchanges of this quarter than it was in the first period. Catlin flings it in towards the circle. Gittins looking to get there, deflected away into the path of Prosser now on this left-hand side. Emmett trying to turn it in towards the circle, but it's easily cleared. Quite a different start to this second quarter compared to the first.
Yeah, a little bit different. I mean, Hampstead obviously come out with a kind of their bit more energy after having maybe been a bit behind on the possession stats in the first half. But East Grinstead slowly building their way back in. A lot of good possession, but again, we just need to find that connection in the D to create those goal-scoring opportunities or even corners from there.
Neat turn by Gittins, wins the free hit, which is taken on by Wallace. Wins himself a free hit. The big Canadian. 11 goals to his name so far this season. What an acquisition he's been.
Yeah, he's been fantastic, both on and off the pitch. Obviously on the pitch, the goals speak for themselves. Very skilled player, pretty lethal in and around the D.
Here he is again, looking to find some space for a shot. The ball breaks towards Gittins, who's himself scored plenty this season, and it's tapped in by Emmett. And that's exactly what East Grinstead needed. Luke Emmett with his second of the season in the right place at the right time to turn it in. Right back in this game with the hosts. It's East Grinstead 1, Hampstead and Westminster 2. Looking at the replay here, Gittins with a lovely turn. Gets the shot away, it's deflected up, and Emmett just there to tap it in. I guess that's exactly what you wanted, Simon.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good response to the start of this quarter, but also at the same time, it's finding those connections in the D, it's finding those passes, and that then creates a bit of chaos in the D where we can kind of capitalise and get those shots on goal.
And here's something I don't think I've ever seen in English domestic hockey, but there seems to be a flare going off.
There is. Blue and white flares on the sideline. We had it a couple of years ago, actually, but haven't seen them for a while since. Yeah, sourced, I think, by one of our former players, Glenn Kirkham. I won't ask him how he got them.
We won't tell England hockey either. Meanwhile, here's an opportunity for Hampstead to race forward, and they've got the ball once again. Down this left-hand side is French, looking to attack the circle at speed. Spins it across, it breaks towards the back post, towards Kai Capella, and it's through the legs of Curtis. And just like that, Hampstead have restored their 2-goal lead. Brilliant finish on the spin there by Kai Capella, I believe that was, the American international. And just as East Grinstead had got themselves back into this one, Hampstead racing forwards and scoring a third. Plenty of action going on in this game at the moment. Well, we did say that there have been an average of 5.5 goals per game in the meetings between these two teams over the last 17, 18 years, and 4 already in this one, and we've still got a long, long way to go. So that ball forward is cut out quite easily. Here is the goal scorer, Capella. Pressure coming in from East Grinstead, but Hampstead able to just keep the control of the ball in defence right now. So as soon as I say that, the ball is turned over. Here's Catlin, back to goal. Spins past 2, has eventually, it takes 4 people to stop him. Winning the free hit. Faulkner flings it in towards the circle. It goes all the way into the goal, but the touch came off a Hampstead stick, so it's a long corner. Clift, Panesar. Panesar with a neat ball across into the path of Boothroyd. But it hits a foot on the way through, and chance for Hampstead to reset and get this ball clear. Quan Brown into the path of Oates. And Kyriakides back to Brown. Neat pass there into Shipley. Shipley with Marcano ahead of him, races past two. Ball into the path of Marcano is deflected. And breaks for Panesar to take out of the circle and try and find a way out. Hatherley under pressure. Does well to get past one, but can't get past the second. Here is Marcano. Neat turn to get into the circle. Into the path of French. It's deflected beyond Curtis, and great save on the line. I believe that was Prosser there tracking back, getting that ball off the stick of Oates right on the line. And that's really crucial there from Prosser. So we've got a stop in play here. Indeed, a card coming out there, I think, for Oates.
I think he even thought that the Hampstead guy missed, but from my angle, he definitely didn't miss. I think slight frustration with maybe an umpiring error, which you can't do anything about, but keep the mouth shut.
Is that something you learn the more you play, or do you still find that the more experienced players sometimes say a little bit too much?
Yeah, there's still moments. But at the end of the day, everyone makes mistakes. So there's only so much you can do. And to be honest, if you go too much moaning, then you're only going to go sent off, and actually you do yourself no favours maybe later on in the game when it comes to the more important decisions, rather than kind of sweating the small stuff.
So what have you made of EG's response to that third goal?
Yeah, the game's kind of settled down really since that third goal. Been good. We still need to make sure we kind of tighten up at the back a little bit. The kind of the pick on the far post was a good example where we started tracking runners properly, where maybe we didn't for the third goal. So yeah, it's now just trying to keep it tight and keep playing and kind of push back onto Hampstead rather than let them kind of dominate possession.
Shipley there with the attempted cross into the circle, but way too high and dangerous. So a chance for East Grinstead to bring it clear once again. It's a lovely ball by Panesar to the path of Rob Cope, who spins into the circle. Can he get a shot or a cross away? He does get a cross away. It's deflected off a Hampstead stick. Just these little half chances are coming, and that's a lovely piece of play there by Shipley. Mel Curtin to the path of French, who's been everywhere in this opening half, and wins himself a long corner. Guys Brown, scorer of 2 goals in this one. Kyriakides. As Oates comes back on, having served his 2-minute suspension. It's a lovely ball into the path of Shipley. Just forced to track back though, and well tackled. Here's Emmett, the scorer of East Grinstead's goal. Marcano there trying to win the ball back, but gives away the free hit. Mackie now racing forwards, had a really good first half so far. What can he do with this one? Just tackled in the end by Steve Kelly. Much to his teammates' disappointment. Good interception there by Clift. Tackled by Shipley. Illegally so though, according to the umpire. Here's Faulkner. Falling into that pattern that we saw in the opening quarter once again, with East Grinstead enjoying some good time on the ball. Can they make anything of it and get a second goal and reduce the deficit to 1 once again? Turnover in midfield though, and Hywell Jones now has a chance to bring it clear. Up the line towards French. Plenty of running by the former England and Great Britain under-21 international so far in this game, winning himself another long corner. Will be taken by scorer of Hampstead's third goal, Capella. Kyriakides. It's a lovely ball into the circle. French spins it back but can't find a teammate. Chance potentially for East Grinstead to break. Here's Boothroyd. 1-on-1. Manages to skim past his man. Here's Boothroyd. What a goal this would be. What a save as well. Tracking back, guys. Brown deflects that one away from the goal. Massive moment there for both teams, and having initially looked as though being skinned, Guys Brown did really well to track back and get a deflection on that one. Big opportunity gone there for East Grinstead, but they've still got possession. Mackie, dangerous ball into the circle. Just looking back at that replay, here's Boothroyd, 1-on-1. Great pace to get past Guys Brown, but the South African international, to be fair, did not give up and gets a stick in the way because that shot from Boothroyd was on target.
Impressive as well, because Finn is probably one of the quickest members of the squad. Just raw pace, probably top three that we have. So good work from him to manage to get back and actually put in a very clean tackle under such pressure, as Hampstead might be starting to lose their heads a little bit.
I have no need to be. They're 3-1 up. Sure, that's not something you mind seeing, though, I guess, if you're trying to get back into this game.
No, and it showed that, yes, we may have got to rub a few decisions, but it shows that the team's focused on what we need to do, which is positive, rather than worrying about what the umpires and everyone else is doing.
Here's Josh Kelly. Brown under pressure from Stott. Ross Stott there, playing his first game for a few weeks, having returned from injury. Not overly happy with that decision. It's just a few louder calls coming in towards the umpires at the moment. That's a lovely aerial ball played and brought down by Edwards. Wins himself the free hit. Brown into the circle, hits Ross Stott's stick. And Faulkner, lovely spin there to bring it clear. Boothroyd racing forward once again. He's got Gittins and Catlin as well. He goes to the right to Catlin. Does well to keep that in play. But unfortunately, he's just... Oh, what a pass. That instance into the circle. Jamie Wallace trying to break it through. Falls instead for Gittins. Gittins goes on the reverse. Great shot, great save. Stott now on the baseline. Smacks it across and somehow that's kept out. Another massive opportunity for East Grinstead comes and goes. Not quite sure if that was the post or Ogunlana's foot, but somehow Stott's thunderous effort towards goal didn't go in. Mackie winning the free hit, trying to race into the circle but loses possession. Guys Brown brings it clear. Another opportunity then sort of comes and goes. Will that frustrate East Grinstead, do you think?
Yeah, but again, we're still building good opportunities now. So that's 2 or 3 opportunities in a row whereby we've had that ball in front of goal. Yes, maybe we should have finished a couple, but you've got to create the opportunities first before you can miss them. So you can kind of see what we're trying to do, try to put it into that danger area in front of the goalkeeper. And I mean, I think it hit the goalkeeper rather than making a save off the last one from Ross Stott there.
Last 2 minutes then of this first half here, and what a first half it's been. We've had 4 goals, we've had lots of opportunities, maybe 3-1 to Hampstead on the scoreboard, but it's been very equal for the large majority, and East Grinstead will be desperate to get a second goal before half time. As it is though, it's the visitors in possession. Guys Brown there, scorer of the first 2 goals for Hampstead. That's a loose pass from him though. As we mentioned earlier, it was a very important win for East Grinstead's women on the road today, 2-1 victors away at Wimbledon, and guess who scored both of them? Of course, it was Sophie Bray, taking her tally for the season, I think, to 17. Meanwhile, here's Gittins with a lovely take, trying to spin away from 3 defenders. Foul conceded. Wallace, as the goal scorer Capella there tries to bring it away, but it hits the body of a teammate. Wallace now looking to enter the circle, just takes it from the wrong place. East Grinstead desperate to get that second goal. Reduce the deficit to 1 just before half time. Wallace wins the corner. First set piece of the game for East Grinstead. Massive moment here as we approach the last 30 seconds or so of this first half.
Yeah, and unfortunately because of the Rob Copes not getting 5 in the first half, the umpire set a very early precedent. So any time now that any defender's not going to be 5, as Hampstead weren't there, they're just going to automatically give a corner. Any
predictions on who you think might take this one?
I suspect we might see Jamie Wallace off the top. He's been flicking well so far in the second half of the season as well. He's really kind of found his mojo and flicking the ball very hard at the moment as well.
Well, he's lining up along with Mackie, who of course has scored a couple of corner goals himself this season.
Likely to see this will go across the goalkeeper, glove side.
Strong prediction. Big moment. This will be the last action of the first half. So East Grinstead committing all their players, outfield players anyway, to this corner. Hatherley just making his way forward as Wallace and Mackie look primed and ready to go. And it comes back. Mackie splings it to Wallace, deflected over the top of the bar. And that is half time here. East Grinstead 1, Hampstead and Westminster 3. 2 goals for Matt Guys-Brown, 1 for Kai Capella for the visitors. What have you made of the first half?
Yeah, frustrating. I think we've kind of dominated play, created the better opportunities, and just unlucky to be down at the moment. Difficult to kind of take that. The kind of scoreline, I don't think, as it has done so far, the second half of the season really reflected the standard of the performance.
Well, we're going to take a short break here, but be sure to rejoin us in about 10 minutes or so for the second half of this enthralling fixture. And we're almost ready to get back underway here for East Grinstead against Hampstead and Westminster. In case you missed it in the first half, Hampstead went into a 2-goal lead in the first quarter, courtesy of 2 fantastic corner finishes from Matthew Guys-Brown. East Grinstead got back into it with Luke Emmett deflecting the ball home on the line. But moments later, the Hampstead lead was restored to 2 once again as Kai Capella scored, putting the ball between the legs of Richard Curtis. But to be fair, this scoreline doesn't really reflect the pattern of play. It was a very even first half. East Grinstead had big opportunities, especially towards the end, to reduce the deficit. And they'll be hoping to start this second half on the front foot and get themselves right back into this one. For those of you also who may not have seen, there's one other game happening in the Men's Premier Division top 6 today. That is Wimbledon against Surbiton, and it was 3-2 to Surbiton at half time in what looked to be another entertaining affair. The Men's Premier Division certainly throwing up a lot of exciting games at the moment. And this is certainly one of them. We've had lots of chances, lots of opportunities. 2 teams, you would say, fairly evenly matched. But it's Hampstead who have just been a little bit more clinical so far. As French, who's had a fantastic opening half, raced towards the circle, but gave away the free hit and a chance for East Grinstead to bring it clear from the fence. Hatherley with a long ball down the side, but no teammate on the same wavelength as him. It'll just be me, I'm afraid, in this second half, as Simon Faulkner has had to go. But hopefully there'll be plenty of action for me to bring you and keep you entertained watching at home on a chilly Saturday evening after quite a nice day, actually. Spring is definitely on its way. Meanwhile, here's Oates. Gets past one, plays it off to the right-hand side to Mark Edwards. Edwards shoots deflected into the path of Shipley, and fortunately, he looks okay. I think he's taken a blow maybe in the stomach or the chest, but nothing too serious. A shout from the side of the pitch just saying he's just winded. Of course, anyone who has just been winded knows that it's actually not a pleasant experience. But still, it's good to see Shipley back on his feet. And it's actually a corner to Hampstead that must have come off an East Grinstead stick. So an opportunity for Guys-Brown to maybe wrap up the hat-trick, which will be his second in 3 games against East Grinstead. A chance for Hampstead to really assert some authority on the scoreline. He is lining up at the back of the circle. French is there as well. But you'd imagine the South African 2 from 2 from corner so far will be the man they'll go to. Just waiting for East Grinstead to get into place, but they're ready to go now. And Shipley to inject, having recovered from that blow. Back to Guys-Brown, deflected off the body of Clift. And it's another corner, we believe. Although the umpires actually have overturned that decision. Good work there from Clift to charge that one down to prevent Guys-Brown from getting his hat-trick, and East Grinstead live to fight another day in this game. Certainly created some good chances towards the end of that second quarter. Finn Boothroyd found himself almost one-on-one with the keeper before Matt Guys-Brown, with a brilliant recovery tackle, deflected his shot wide, and Ogunlana produced another save from Stott on the goal line, although, as Simon Faulkner said in the first half, it more hit the goalkeeper than he made the save intentionally. But 2 glorious opportunities for East Grinstead, and they'll take heart from that, knowing that they can unlock this Hampstead defence. They just need to do so a couple more times to get themselves back into this one, as Gittins looks to get away from Gandhi. Wallace with a neat turn into Prosser, but Can't quite keep possession. Gittins is there to pick up on the loose ball and neatly passed out to Panesar. Panesar coming under pressure. Into the path of Gittins, who's sent tumbling there. That's quite a heavy blow, and he does win the free hit. He stayed down though. So worrying moment there for the forward. So we just look on the replay there. He did well there under pressure to win that free hit, and that's a heavy blow. And he's still down, although he's just getting back to his feet, and he does seem to be okay, which is great to see, really. Such a threat going forward for East Grinstead. 7 goals in the league so far this season. And some crucial goals as well, including last time out against Holcombe here at St Hill. And we'll restart with Prosser standing over the free hit, just outside the Hampstead and Westminster circle. Catlin, Panesar and East Grinstead happy just to go back into defence. Create some space to work with. Hatherley calling for it was Mackie, but Hatherley goes it alone and gets away initially from Capella, the German-born American international, scorer of Hampstead's 3rd goal. Prosser down the line towards Mackie, cut out by Kyriakides. Scrappy play there from Hampstead. Gives the free hit. Wallace tries to take it into the circle. Guys Brown deflects it behind. Two balls on the pitch. Back down to 1. Prosser, the vastly experienced Welshman. Faulkner, former England under-21 international. Cliffs, another Welsh international. Tried to get it into the path of Wallace. Winning the free hits for East Grinstead. Prosser in towards Gittins, but well cut out there by a Hampstead defender. Melkert. Happy to just go backwards to Kyriakides, and Joe Sharp there under some pressure wins the sideline ball. Got a good crowd building up here, even though it's a cold evening. Plenty of support for the home team, but it's the visitors Hampstead and Westminster racing forward. James Oates scored on his England debut last month in a 6-1 victory against Spain. Wins a free hit just off the edge of the right-hand baseline. Panesar just taking a moment there to recover. I think the ball hit him on the foot. As Dan Faulkner chats with the umpire. Probably not asking him what he's going to have for dinner, but you never know. It'll be Hampstead with the free hit, which Oates takes. Gets it into the circle. French with a very neat turn. Great cross. Clift intercepts. Save coming in there from Curtis. And East Grinstead get it out of the circle. Crucial moment there. Not quite sure it was from Hampstead who had the shot. It might have been Melkert actually. Curtis staying alert at his near post and making the save. And keeping the deficit down to 2 for now. Hatherley going for that long ball up the right hand side once again, but just avoids Wallace, who actually takes the opportunity to sub himself off for Rob Cope. Mo Gandhi, American international, in his 2nd season at Hampstead. Shipley there gets the ball away under some pressure to Mark Edwards, captaining his side tonight. French with a neat bit of 3D skills, trying to work his way into the circle, but Panesar reads it well. And Faulkner with the aerial forwards into the path of Prosser. Edwards initially brings it down, but it falls for the Welsh international. Forced to just cut back and move away from Melkert. Here's Emmett, the scorer of East Grinstead's goal. His 2nd of the season. Prosser into the circle. Cope trying to find a way, but towards the goal, but Highwell Jones that's really well under pressure there to spin, turning, get it away, and a few players just slipping as the temperature drops and the pitch becomes a touch hazardous. Catlin with plenty of space to run into, goes into the circle, lines up for the shot. Kyriakides comes across, flashed across goal by Catlin, but it's wide. Anyone who's watched Catlin play over the years knows he's capable of the spectacular and close to pulling it off there. As Prosser does really well to win that. Boothroyd with some great 3D skills. Boothroyd goes to dink it past the goalkeeper Ogunlana, but he's raced off his line well to thwart another effort. They're getting closer, East Grinstead. Certainly creating a lot of chances. They just need to take one before too long and get themselves right back into this game. Boothroyd now has had a couple of clear opportunities. Just couldn't quite get that one under control and lift it beyond Ogunlana. Quan Brown, vastly experienced man. Assistant coach of the Great Britain and England teams, of course. A couple of the players who are in this Hampstead team as well. What a man to learn from. Capella crashes that ball into the circle but can't find a teammate, and just going to go back on the replay here and look at this effort from Boothroyd, or actually from Catlin. Just looked to wind up and take the shot, but Kyriakides initially got a neat touch in that forced Catlin onto the reverse and just couldn't quite bring it on target. Then moments later, Boothroyd with his effort thwarted as well. As Faulkner smashes it forward on the reverse. Lovely turn under some severe physical pressure there by Guys Brown. Gets it into Oates, who's been everywhere in this game. Brown, Shipley. Under pressure from Bamra. Shipley racing towards the circle, can't get past Faulkner. Just a little word exchange between the two of them there. It'll be Kyriakides. In towards Oates. That takes a touch off Prosser's stick, does it not? Nope. Yes, it does. So it'll be a long corner to Hampstead. Just over 10 minutes gone in this third quarter. No goals as yet. Hampstead with one corner that was well charged down with some bravery by Ali Clift. And another long corner goes the way of the visitors. Very keen ball patrol here. That's several times we've had two balls on the pitch in this third quarter. Melkert will take the long corner. Back to Gandhi. Across to Brown. Here's Marcano, the Trinidad and Tobago duo linking up. Guys Brown. Melkert. Shipley just outside the circle, wins the free hit off the foot. The Olympian takes it quickly into the path of Oates. Oates into the circle, can he get across away? Brings it back and it's deflected towards goal, and Curtis gets a glove to it to flick it away. Another half chance for Hampstead comes and goes. Not quite sure who it was who had the effort on the spin, but quite easy for Curtis to deal with. Clift. To Faulkner. Goes for the aerial once more. Here's Boothroyd. Showing some real pace and aggression in this game. Has certainly looked a threat going forward. Just needs a goal to add to it. Smashes it in towards the circle. Doesn't quite get enough on it. And it's easy for Guys Brown to pick and bring it clear under some pressure. Cope and Rostock for company, and Hatherley now as well. Runs into Hatherley and free hit goes against the East Grinstead player. It's a lovely aerial. Oates again. Seen so much of the ball in this game has the youngster. Couldn't keep it on that occasion though, and Jared Jones winning the sideline ball. Nowhere to go, just checks back, goes to Prosser. Neat pass there through the legs of Shipley by Jared Jones. Wallace looking to spin, winning the free hit, taking it from the wrong place. Prosser, lovely ball across the circle, but Cope can't quite pick it up. As the chants begin from the EG Ultras watching on the sidelines. Long pass on the left-hand side, just about kept in by Edwards. Difficult one for his teammate there to collect on the left-hand side, but neatly done, and can't quite find a teammate though, and a chance for East Grinstead to break. Here's Catlin. Catlin with Mackie to his right, Wallace to his left. It's Hathley to his right, sorry, and it does indeed go to Hathley, who's just forced to check back as the East Grinstead attack is thwarted. It's a slight miss hit there from Stott, which Bamra has to come in field and collect. Does it well. Quan Brown there winning the ball off Catlin. And here's Capella. Just a little bit more tense and nervous as there's a slip there by Guys Brown, but just about got enough of a stick on it to get it away to Steve Kelly as Wallace was hunting. Gittins there has taken a knock. He's down and the game is carried on. Oates with plenty of space to run into. James Oates in towards the circle. Great tackle there by Ross Stott. Hampstead still have the ball though with Steve Kelly. Kelly in towards a teammate, and it looked like Josh Kelly had actually got a touch on it, but nothing doing as Gittins is up on his feet but doesn't look happy, holding his hamstring. A worrying sign for East Grinstead really. He's been such a threat for them this season, such a good player. Definitely holding his hamstring though. And he'll be replaced by Emmett, and that's a big blow as they look to get back into this one, the hosts. 7 goals so far this season. As play restarts, 3 minutes left in this third quarter. No goals in it as yet. Plenty of opportunities. Hathley under pressure from Marcano, just about wins the free hit. Clift. Bamra. Foul there by Wallace, and a foul that earns him a green card. French looking to get into the circle. Well read though by Faulkner, and he's running away. Catlin for company on this right hand side. Instead checks back in, gets past Quan Brown. Gets it into the path of Emmett, who's just come on as a replacement for Gittins. Emmett's the goal scorer, into the circle, it falls back into the path of him. Great save by Ogunlana at the near post. The goalkeeper stood tall. Emmett on the run, just had to try and get something on it, but couldn't find the angle that he wanted. And another opportunity comes and goes for the hosts. Sharp across to Edwards in plenty of space. Hampstead looking to utilise that man advantage. Edwards down the right hand side to Oates with a neat turn across the baseline. What's he going to do? Is he going to try and cut it back? A penalty stroke has been awarded to the visitors. The umpire's really not happy with that tackle. And at the end of this third quarter, a chance for Hampstead and Westminster to increase their advantage to 3. With the penalty stroke, Guys Brown stepping forward to take it. Already scored twice in this game. Can he make it a third? up against his South African teammate Richard Curtis. Guys Brown with the opportunity to really cement the lead for his team. Scores! No mistake, into the bottom left corner as he shoots. A hat-trick for Matt Guys Brown. East Grinstead 1, Hampstead and Westminster 4. The visitors taking full advantage of having the extra man with Wallace off for a 2-minute temporary suspension. Guys Brown notching his second hat-trick in 3 appearances against East Grinstead as Shipley looks to run in towards the circle and does want it back from Faulkner. Good tussle going on between those two. Hampstead on the way to the first on-pitch win since Christmas as they look to reignite their challenge to reach Europe once again. It's a difficult ball there for Marcano to control. Dying moments here off this quarter as Catlin is penalised in the middle of the park, and Hampstead will just play this one around, waiting for the whistle to go. Quan Brown, it's a lovely pass into Shipley, made it look so easy. Shipley turns away from Hatherley, but he recovers really well and concedes the long corner. Guys Brown tried to touch it on there, did Mark Edwards, but to no avail, and ball goes behind. Just as the EG fans were starting to make a noise in this game, that 4th goal has really killed off the atmosphere, but anything can happen in hockey. We've still got another 17.5 minutes to go as the whistle goes for the end of this quarter. Just having a look back at the replay here. Guys Brown, the penalty stroke made it look so easy. Just took his time, seized up the opportunity and slotted it into the bottom left corner. Curtis going the other way. That was his hat-trick goal. Hampstead and Westminster's 4th, and they lead here by 4 goals to 1. For the last time this evening, we begin here at East Grinstead, and the hosts have got a lot of work to do if they're to try and get anything from this game. They currently trail Hampstead and Westminster 4-1 heading into this final quarter, but I think it's fair to say that the scoreline does not reflect the way this game has gone. East Grinstead have certainly had their chances, just not been able to take them, and then Guys Brown winning and scoring that penalty stroke at the end of the 3rd quarter, really opening out Hampstead's advantage. But as we've said many times before, in hockey, anything can change as Rupert Shipley there is handed a green card. So he's off for 2 minutes. The last time we saw one of those, Hampstead took advantage of East Grinstead's lack of numbers on the pitch as the ball there broke to Catlin at the back end of the circle. Just couldn't quite control it. Can East Grinstead get themselves back into this one? Prosser taking advantage of a loose pass towards Emmett, and it's another save by Ogunlana. Emmett could have had a hat-trick in this game. He's already scored one, had one chance at the end of that third quarter blocked, and another one there, sweeping it first time towards goal. A couple of yards either side and would have been an equaliser, but as it was straight at Ogunlana and the keeper could make the save. East Grinstead really need to take some of these opportunities, and sooner rather than later as well. Prosser in towards the circle again, it breaks through to Boothroyd. Penalty stroke awarded to the hosts. Massive opportunity to get back into this one. That's exactly what they needed, and the fans watching on thoroughly enjoyed that as well. Second penalty stroke of the game, and it will be Ben Mackey to take it. 3 goals already for him this season. Can he make it 4? Ogunlana's saved plenty that's come towards him today. Mackey. Saved by Ogunlana. What a game he's having. And another chance goes begging for the hosts. Did brilliantly, read that one perfectly, sticking out a big left leg. Fantastic game the goalkeeper's having. So you see it there on the replay. Mackey certainly looked confident stepping up to take it. A man who scored a couple of goals of late. Beautifully read by the keeper and gets his kicker to it. Another opportunity wasted by East Grinstead. They could have had 5 or 6 in this game. As it is, they trail 4-1, but they are the team in the ascendancy at the moment, winning that free hit, putting all the pressure on. Hampstead still down to 10 players for the moment. Probably another minute or so on Shipley's suspension. Can they take advantage? That's just a loose pass from Clift, and Hathaway could keep it in. Guys Brown will just take his time in getting this one, and crossfield aerial and then some. In the end, too much on it for Oates. Incredible power and skill. East Grinstead in possession again. Prosser just couldn't quite take that one as he wanted, under pressure now from Melkert. Does well though, Prosser, causing plenty of problems for the Hampstead defence. As it is, they can clear it. Here's Shipley back on the pitch and getting away from Clift. He's got Oates to his right, he's got Sam French ahead of him. Tries to find French. Faulkner with a good tackle. So they're appealing there for a penalty corner. Are the visitors only a long corner given? Edwards, it will be to take it, captaining the side tonight. Lovely ball into the circle, controlled by French, goes to spin, it's just deflected. Deflected into a Hampstead body off an East Grinstead stick. And it's another corner for the visitors. 2 from 3 from corners so far. Guys Brown with both of them. He's already wrapped up his hat-trick. Here he comes, approaching the huddle at the top of the circle. Will he get a 4th? And take his tally for the season to 17, which before tonight would have put him level at the top of the men's Premier Division goal scoring charts with Luke Taylor, but I believe Luke Taylor has scored for Surbiton tonight. This will be Shipley to inject once again. As we just check the Surbiton Wimbledon score in the other game, and Surbiton are 5-2 up as things stand. Hampstead trying to make it 5-1 here. early break there from, I believe it was Dan Faulkner, so we're going to retake with one less East Grinstead defender. As if it wasn't difficult enough defending from Matt Guys-Brown. East Grinstead are going to have to do it one player short now. They really need to keep this one out to the hosts. Hatherley is ready to go, and we go again. Shipley to inject. Guys-Brown once again goes low. Great save by Curtis. Brilliant save there by Richard Curtis, sticking out a left foot, and they really needed to keep that one out, and they have done exactly that, have East Grinstead. And with just over 12 minutes to go, there's still a glimmer of hope of getting something from this game thanks to Curtis. Lovely ball forward into Cope, but he just can't bring it under control, and just isn't quite falling for East Grinstead in that final third today. They've had chances. Ogan Lana's been in the way of quite a few of them, and had to just be alert there to keep out a slightly worrying deflection from Guys-Brown. Kai Capella, German-born American international, does well to win the free hit for his team, and Kyriakides will take it into Shipley, his Welsh international teammate. Lovely skill there once again from Shipley, great pace as well. Into the path of Teague Marcano, looked to line up and shoot, gets it away on the reverse, saved on the line by Clift. Brilliantly read there by Ali Clift. Marcano looking to score his second Men's Premier Division goal of the season, having netted 16 in 9 games in the Super Sixes. Young Trinidadian thwarted though on this occasion. Kyriakides, Hywell Jones, Shipley, hits a foot, taken quickly, lovely ball into Edwards, deflected out towards the edge of the circle. French had a great game, his cross though cleared by Curtis. American Mo Gandhi just looking to take that one a little too quickly. Eventually, the ball comes across and Curtis gets something on it. Ball falls to French though. His half shot is blocked. Can Marcano get anything on it? No, and Curtis can kick it clear once again. East Grinstead living dangerously in defence right now, but holding firm. Keeping that advantage down to 3 and just keeping themselves in with a sniff. But as time goes on, 10 minutes to go in this one, you feel that any chance of even a point is just ebbing away from the hosts. Missing that penalty stroke as well will not have helped. Clift once again. Panesar. To Prosser. And now Hatherley. His pass intercepted by Edwards. Shipley once again, he's been on the ball plenty in this second half in particular. The man who scored in 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. Not found himself on the score sheet as yet. Still played a vital role in this one. Melkert. Dutchman flings that in towards the circle. And Ross Stott is in the way because Sam French was lurking there behind him. Melkert. Under pressure from his fellow number 11 Panesar. And that is a pretty loose cross that goes behind. 8.5 minutes to go in this one. Still EG 1, Hampstead 4. Catlin, what can he do about it? Wallace, his first touch lets him down. Still has possession though. Looking to spin past one. Wins the free hit just outside the circle. Prosser to take once more. Back to Clift. Stott. Faulkner. Slams that ball in, trying to get a deflection. It bounces up off Kyriakides into his body. And it is a corner to East Grinstead. They really need to make this one count. No Gittins on the pitch to potentially take this one. He went off earlier in the game with a hamstring injury. So Wallace probably the most likely to take this one. Stott there as well. Be Catlin to inject. Big moment there here for East Grinstead. Just under 7.5 minutes remaining in this one. Wallace ready at the top of the circle, as is Stott. It is the Canadian. Wallace to take, flicks, saved well by Ogunlana. Second corner awarded. Quite a nice height really for Ogunlana to save that one. But East Grinstead have another go. Umpire just stops the time there. Shipley looks to readjust his padding. Big moments here for East Grinstead to draw themselves to within 2. Ready to go once again with this corner. Wallace and Stott at the top of the circle. Catlin to inject. And it is Wallace. Great save by Ogunlana, and the deflection as well is saved. What a game he's having. Wallace this time going across the goalkeeper, who stuck out his left pad and saved, and then Cope with the deflection was saved again. Here's Panesar though, aiming towards left baseline. Great save once again by Ogunlana as the deflection came in. Some days, quite simply, everything sticks as a goalkeeper, and Laken Ogunlana is having one of those days today. Nothing he could do with the first goal, but ever since then he's made several brilliant saves. 2 or 3 more followed there. Hampstead with Shipley in towards Quan Brown. Great pick off the line there by Clift. He's once again in the right place at the right time to get the ball clear. What a game this has been, so many chances. We've had 5 goals, we could quite easily have had 12. Guys Brown, scorer of 3 of those 5 goals that we've seen so far. Gandhi, lovely ball down the left-hand side to Hywell Jones, easily cut out by Panesar though. Easy tried to bring it clear, deflects up into the body of Gandhi, and Finn Boothroyd there winning the free hit. As we're going to see a card here. A yellow card for Paul Melkert. So that means pretty much Hampstead will play the rest of this game with 10. According to the scoreboard, we've got 4.5 minutes, but it didn't stop when the time was off during that last corner, so I believe we've got a little bit longer than that. And East Grinstead will want to take advantage of it as Wallace works his way into the circle, tries to cut it back, but can't find a teammate. Marcano trying to bring it clear under pressure, conceding the free hit, just taken from the wrong place. East Grinstead's 3 goals behind, but you still feel as though this one's not over yet. Catlin in towards the circle, out for a long corner. Some real urgency now in the hosts' play. Prosser to Faulkner, whips it out to Hatherley. Clift once again. Under pressure from Oates, who's doing really well there. And just forcing East Grinstead backwards. Stott. Smashes it in towards Wallace. Can he turn away from 2? No, he can't. Quan Brown there to sweep it up. Capella. Lovely piece of skill there. Brown flings it into the foot of Prosser. Danger averted. 3 minutes left on the scoreboard away to my left, although I believe it is slightly more that we've got to play in this one, and you feel as though that the chance for East Grinstead to get a point out of this probably is come and gone now. They've certainly played well though, had their chances. It's just been Hampstead have taken theirs and they've struggled to get past Lake and Ogunlana in the visitors' goal. Sideline ball going towards East Grinstead, much to the frustration of Hampstead. But no, the decision has actually been overturned. Umpires consulting with each other there. Brown. Guys Brown. Hat-trick hero of the day. Shipley now. What a game he's had and continues to have as he finds Josh Kelly down this right-hand side under pressure from Clift. Final echelons of this game here. Can either side add to the scoreline? Free hit to Hampstead on this right-hand side as they attack. Shipley to take. Looking for a teammate. Tries to smash it into the circle. Hits Bambra's stick and now Catlin can bring it clear. Neat, lovely pass there into Bambra. Jared Jones. Mackie just coming on as a substitute. Picks it up on this right-hand side now as East Grinstead attack. Tries to cut inside. Guys Brown wins the corner. Pretty heavy tackle there coming in from Guys Brown. And East Grinstead have a chance to just reduce the deficit with another corner. Ogunlana produced two great saves from the last set of corners. Can East Grinstead beat him this time? You can see here just an action replay on our screens. Panasol working his way down the left baseline, trying to find something, getting that ball across. It was deflected by Boothroyd and just Ogunlana in the right place at the right time to save, as he has been pretty much all day. We're into the last couple of minutes or so in this one. Chance for East Grinstead to have the final say pretty much in this game. Wallace and Mackie at the top of the circle. Comes back. It's Mackie to Wallace. Great save by Ogunlana again. Starts, can he bring it under control? No, he can't. Smashes the ball across and it's avoided all his teammates, and once again Hampstead hold firm in defence and another save from Ogunlana. I think that's been the story of the day really. East Grinstead have had their chances, they've looked good going forwards. They've just not been able to find the back of the net apart from that one goal from Luke Emmett. Miscontrol there by Steve Kelly is jeered by the East Grinstead fans. Lovely take there by Wallace. Smashes on the reverse and it's just avoided Emmett on the dive. And the final touch of the game it was. And what a game, in all fairness, it has been to watch. It's East Grinstead 1, Hampstead and Westminster 4, but the scoreline does not reflect the pattern of the match. It was very even for the large majority, but the difference was Hampstead were just more clinical in front of goal, led by South African Matthew Guys Brown, who scored a hat-trick, 2 from corners and a penalty stroke, or Kai Capella scored their third of 4 goals. At the other end, Luke Emmett was on target in the second quarter for East Grinstead, and they had lots of good opportunities, but they just couldn't find a way past young Laken Ogunlana in the Hampstead and Westminster goal. Thank you for joining us for this game. What a game it's been, and we'll see you soon.